This is video number 138 of my Empire Total War United Provinces campaign. We're just at the turn end now, and I'm showing the principal moves. This is the Spanish move. It's a large fleet. If you remember, we've got peace now with Spain. After we'd taken Guatemala, which was our last objective from Spain, I decided to go for peace with them because they had some large fleets that I didn't think I could contend with. I suspect that he has less fleets now. He's either lost them in battles or he's reduced his forces because he won't be able to afford them in the same way. Not sure why I've included the Turkish moves. I don't normally include those. I normally whack through these, but gives you an idea of what the rest of the world is doing, I suppose. The Russians and the Turks are really less interesting to us. They're trading partners, of course. I was rather hoping, I do watch the other nations, of course. I was rather hoping that the Turks will be unhappy with Savoy blocking my trade route in Marseille because it's affecting their economy, and I was rather hoping they might attack the Savoyards and relieve that area, and that would restore the good 3,000 and more to my income, and it would mean I could return my fleet to the area that I consider to be the most important in the game, central to it, almost like a jugular really, which is the English Channel. Looking at Sweden here, they don't seem to be heading towards my now weakened English Channel, which is good news. Now these are the principal ones, the ones to be watched out for. And here they come again. They're not going to let me off the hook, are they? They're a rich nation. We're getting about 6,000 a turn from that port they've got up there, and they've got some pretty high earning regional economies there as well. It always worries me whenever I see a large army like that go towards a port. There's another one, headed towards a port and then vanished. It just worries me that he's got some little ships there that are taking the armies on board and moving them over to the Americas to attack French and Dutch Guyana. These are those Savoyards. Remember I said if you leave somewhere weak, which is what I have done, Paris, then he'll head for it, and that's exactly what I've done. That stops him wrecking my economy. He's thought, oops, there's a target that I can take. These are all the Indian nations. Like I said, I normally don't show these parts, but it gives you an idea of what's happening in the rest of the world, like I say. I watch very closely the one that's just gone by, actually, because I need to make sure that North India is north of Europe is safe, particularly when I'm stripping troops from there at the moment. Okay, usual warnings about technological advances and success at stealing. I'm going to go for the land improvements again as normal. I'm very disappointed that the Brits haven't got better naval technology. I could have certainly done with it. Ah, good, we now have 2 mines built. That's the port in India where I can build some more sophisticated ships as well. So I might be able to get my big fleet out of India soon and raise some ships that are big enough to be able to conquer anything that he's got, that he might produce from just those trade ports that he's got. So I might be able to blockade him with those and then get my main fleet out. Hopefully then they'll come to Marseille and defend this area, southern Europe, and I can move my English Channel fleet back. That's the one that's coming round now. This is the second move of the English Channel fleet. As you can see, they're not quite going to get there. I need to decide what I'm going to do with this infantry as well. What I'm going to do is let him go to France and use my northern troops to engage him there. The troops that I've got, I think it was out of Madrid or perhaps Portugal. Well, these are out of Portugal. Certainly I got some perhaps out of Madrid as well. I'm not too sure exactly where they came from now. May well have even travelled down from France actually. But anyway, what I'm going to do is put them here because they've got a zone of control. And between the mountains and the coast is the area that the Savoyards are coming through. So I'm going to block that route with an army. So he's got to fight me to get through there in the future. Hopefully if I can stand there for long enough, I'll have some defences as well, such as Chevaux de Frise or perhaps earthworks. If he gives me a bit of time, I'll replenish these troops as well, so that they're a bit stronger and able to cope. Okay, you might remember me doing this very early on in the game, reducing forces by attacking the general. The cavalry, the lifeguard, comes along with the general himself. If you assassinate the general, the lifeguard disappears. They're sort of like retainers and friends. So, oh dear, we're still on minuses there. Let's see if we can improve that. Get rid of one of these ministers. We've got a bit of money in the bank now, of course, so we can suffer minuses in our economy. But I don't want to be doing that forever. Okay, I was going to repair my ships after that last encounter with the Marathas, where we made a bit of money. I've changed my mind. What I'm going to do is blockade these ports, because I saw a large army going towards the port, and it's nice to have these ships, these tasty little rubbishy ships that I can keep defeating and earn money from. But when they're taking such large armies over to the Americas, and it's costing me so much to defend that coastline in America, that I'm going to have to stop him doing it. It means I can't steal from him, of course, but I've got a bit of money in the bank now, so I don't need to raid from his trade route anymore. I don't really need immediately to take ships for prize money. I'm hoping that my fleet that's going down into the Mediterranean is going to get some prize money by defeating the Savoyards. I've skipped a bit of time there. Basically what I've done is I've taken that fleet and I've dispersed it amongst all the ports around the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean, all the way around the coast of India, basically to damage his ports, which prevents him from being able to raise troops. And also, so we've got the whole area covered as well, so anything that appears from one of the trade areas, we should be able to see it approaching India. Okay, turn end again. We're moving on a little bit quicker now. It's the problem when you don't have a lot of money. I'm hanging on to the money that I've got for obvious reasons. We're now approaching the winter of 1735. I speeded these moves up